All right, what is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me with our yoga sequence for this week. So, I wanted to get back to a little bit of my old roots and kind of just teaching a little bit more of a Vinyasa flow. So that's what we're going to do here today. We're going to have a Vinyasa flow, so a little bit, just less static stretching, particularly in the beginning. If you do come to class, we have more of the static stretching kind of at the end. Again, I do try to make these a little bit shorter, so I will cut this one short, hopefully around 30, 40 minutes. I feel like the people out there have been asking. That's like a pretty good time for this Patreon. Thank you so much for continuing with it as well. Any friends or family that are interested, please let them know about it. Otherwise, for our sequence today, again, a little bit more vinyasa. We have a chance for a bunch of arm balances or none at all. It's totally up to you. Again, they're always optional. And no real need for yoga blocks, but if you are used to using blocks, that's totally fine as well. We'll start in a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. So if you like to sit Indian style, Japanese style, half lotus, full lotus, even prop yourself up onto a yoga block, all are welcome. All right? We'll close the eyes. We'll start to settle in to our practice. See if you can let go of all the other things going on this morning or whenever it is that you're practicing, and try to let go of all the other things that you have going on throughout the rest of your day. For the next 30, 40 minutes, we want to just try to focus on one thing, and that is the sensation of breath and or the different sensations that come up inside the body as a result of moving through this practice. So with that in mind, we'll start off our practice with a nice big inhale in through the nose, lengthen up. Grow tall in the spine. With every exhale, begin to exhale and relax, let go. Shoulders begin to relax and melt down. Maybe the neck relaxes. Maybe even the abdominals or the pelvic floor muscles begin to relax. Bring your thoughts inward. Take a mental note of how things are feeling inside and try to relax and let go with every exhale. Deepen your connection with your breath, longer inhales and exhales, perhaps even using a few moments here before we start our practice to set an intention for your practice, or maybe focusing on trying to clear the mind of all of the thoughts that may pop in and out as we move through. All right, we'll take one more big inhale, lift up. Big exhale, let go. All right, when you're ready, we'll blink the eyes open. We'll roll forward over top of the legs. We're going to start prepping the wrists here right off the bat. So around the wrist push-ups. If you know these, go right into them. Otherwise, rotate so the pit of the elbows are pointing forward. From this position, we'll press up high on the first knuckle. Notice I'm not using the thumbs, under control. The base of the palms tap down. That's one. We're pressing right back up into the next one. Now, the shoulders will stay right over top of the palms the whole time. And if you notice, each time I lift up, I'm not shifting back. That's a cheat. So shoulders stay right over top of the hands. If anything, maybe we're shifting forward a little bit to challenge the hands. They're moving in unison, not one crashing down, then the other coming down. And they're controlled the whole way as well. All right? We'll take 4 more. Please don't forget to prep the wrists. We try to do it at some point, mostly in every single week sequence. We'll do one more here. High on first knuckle, slowly under control. Base of the palm taps. Give a quick little shake out. Maybe even inverting them back towards you. Maybe getting a nice little stretch. We're going to go right into some cat-cows. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Inhale, look up to the ceiling. Belly button presses down. Exhale, tuck and round your spine. Tuck the chin into the chest, press the floor away, round the spine. Inhale, look up. Now arch the lower back. Exhale, tuck and round. Press away. One more together. Inhale, look up for cow. Arch the lower back. Exhale, tuck and round for cat pose. Press the floor away. Please proceed at your own pace with a bunch more cat-cows. The other option we like to give often is rotating the spine. So ribs press left, spine lifts up, ribs press right, belly sinks down. Left, up, right, and down. So the spine starts to rotate in circles. Just another option in addition to perhaps these cat-cows. You can rotate the spine in circles. Now we'll try to go the other direction as well. So rib cage presses right, then spine up, then ribs left, then the belly down. So we start to rotate now in the opposite direction. 2 more. All right. After your cat-cows, after your rotations of the spine, down facing dog. We'll lift up into our first down facing dog here. Palms plant down, tuck the toes, lift the glutes high in the air. Let's start to move freely. Pedal out your feet. Bend your left knee, bend your right knee. Shift and sway the hips, perhaps a little left and maybe a little right. Freely move, check in, see how things are feeling. Whatever feels good for you. When you're ready to settle in and find some stillness in down dog, then we'll settle in. All right? Feet, heels, pressing down towards the floor. Gaze is inward. Fingers are spread wide, slightly turned out. Breath is steady in and out through the nose. Over time, the chest, so if we're here, the U shape, upside down U shape, we're trying to have an upside down V shape, so my chest presses towards my toes to create that over time. All right, let's take a big inhale here. Fill the lungs. A nice big exhale and let it go. Now from our down-facing dog, right foot high in the air behind. Hold here. Pull right heel to glute. Squeeze right heel in for 5. Ooh, you might get a little cramp. I just did. 4. Squeeze 3. 2. Keep right heel and right glute close together. Lean forward. Come high on the left foot. Lean forward. Press the floor away. Keep tucking for 5. 4. 3. Press the floor away. 2. On 1. Pull down underneath of the chest. Pyramid pose. Feel free to move. We're going to explore here initially in pyramid pose. All right. I'd like in the beginning of the practices to throw in these options where you can play around and move. Don't have to just find stillness, although we'll do that in a moment. So, pyramid pose, shift and sway the hips left and right. Feel your right femur moving around in your hip socket. And then when you're ready, let's exhale and forward fold over that right leg. Melt down. We'll take 3 breaths. Exhale, let go. All right. Little bend to the right knee. Plant the palms down. Right foot steps back. You want to give it a little shake? Give it a little shake. Left foot high in the air. Bend the knee. Left heel, left glute. Squeeze for 5. Think about you're trying to get your heel to touch your glute. 4. 3. Left hamstring is contracted. 2. Keep left heel squeezing into left glute. High on the right foot. Lean forward. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Press the floor away. 3. No, I'm sorry. It's 5 actually. 4. 3. 2. On 1. Left foot plants down. Explore in pyramid pose. Shift the hips right. Shift the hips left. Move your left femur around in the hip socket. See what feels good. Again, shifting all these different directions. Find some movement. See how we're feeling. Especially if it's a morning time practice. Really good to assess, see how things are feeling inside the body. And then when you're ready here, let's melt down. Forehead approaches left knee or shin. Forward fold. Breathe, breathe, breathe. One final breath in pyramid. All right, let's plant the palms down. Carefully release by looking up halfway. Right foot, step foot. We're going to try elephant walks. It's kind of a fancier way of and more intent, but pedaling out the feet. So we'll plant the fingertips down. We're going to really bend the right knee. So notice my right knee moves forward as I straighten out my left leg. And then on purpose and with intent, I'm going to bend left knee, really press right knee back. So elephant walks, just pedaling out the feet, but again, perhaps with a little more intent than normal. And each time I feel this nice big stretch down the back of the hamstrings. All right? We'll take a few more. You can even take it with the feet a little bit apart. That might feel nice too. And each time feeling some length on one of the hamstrings. All right. Then when you're ready, scoot the feet together. Exhale, forward fold, melt down. We'll all put a slight bend in the knees. We'll round up one vertebrae at a time. It's going to be a big inhale at the top when we reach up. Maybe a back bend as we reach up and back. Swan dive down. Lead with the chest, forward fold. Palms touch down. Legs can be bent or straight. We're going to take a big slow step of the right foot to the back of the mat. For runner's lunge, just for a moment, and then easy twist. The right palm stays down underneath right shoulder. Inhale, left arm rises on the inhale. On the exhale, really, really twist. Left hand comes down. Plant the palms down. Step or slide, left foot back. Elbows in close from the knees or chaturanga down. Inhale, up dog. You can always take baby cobra or sphinx pose as well. Tuck your toes, engage your midsection, lift yourself back. Downward facing dog. Big inhale in down dog. Big exhale, let it go. Right foot high in the air. Step in place. Right foot through to between the hands. Carefully drop down to your back left knee. Top of left foot flat to the mat, kneeling crescent lunge. Inhale, arms rise. Hips press forward. Everything else is lifting up on the inhale. Release. Palms touch down. Tuck the back left toes. Left foot steps up to meet the right foot. Exhale, fold. Little bend in the knees, round up. Inhale at the top, arms rise. Move with your breath, exhale, forward fold. Palms touch down. Big slow step of the left foot back, back, back. Left palm touches down, inhale, right arm rises. Easy twist on the inhale. Exhale, twist deeper. Right hand comes down. Plant them down. Right foot steps or slides back. High plank or drop down to the knees at this point. Chaturanga down. Inhale, up dog. Tuck the toes, engage the core, lift back. Downward facing dog. Big inhale. Let it go. Exhale. Left foot high in the air. Step in place, left foot through. Carefully drop down to back right knee, top of right foot, kneeling crescent. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, get deeper into it. Hips press forward, everything is lifting up and back. Release, palms touch down, tuck the back right toes, come up off of the right foot, steps up to meet the left foot at the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend in the knees, round up one vertebra at a time. Inhale at the top, arms rise. Exhale, swan dive down. Palms touch down, knees are bent or straight. Step, walk, hop both feet back at the same time, high plank or from the knees. Elbows in close, chaturanga down. Inhale, perhaps upward facing dog, offering a slight twist. Carefully drop left shoulder a little bit as you gaze over the shoulder. Maybe you can see both feet or one foot perhaps. Rotate to the right. Look over right shoulder as you can see one or maybe both feet. Listen to the lower back when doing those. Then tuck the toes. Engage the core big time till indeed lift yourself back. Down facing dog. Big inhale, fill your lungs. Big exhale, let it go as the heels press down. At the bottom of your breath, bend your knees, look up to between your hands. Step, jump, walk, hop, float. Top of mat. Exhale, forward fold. Little bend in the knees to help us round up. Big inhale at the top, arms rise. Reach up, maybe the back bend. Exhale, swan dive down. Lead with the chest, palms touch down. Step, walk, hop both feet back. One more time, high plank or from the knees. Elbows in close, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward dog. Option to take the twist. As long as it feels okay on the back. Looking over right. Maybe looking over left. Definitely engage the core again, though, to lift ourselves back to downward facing dog. Now we'll spend 3 to 5 breaths here in our down facing dog. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, let's get into it. From down facing dog, let's take a big inhale, fill the lungs. A nice big exhale, let it go. Right foot high in the air. See if you can step and place the right foot between the hands. Warrior two pose. Back left heel pivots down. Windmill the arms. Left fingertips lead first. Then we'll add right fingertips. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior two pose. So front right knee is tracking straight. We don't want it caving in, and this left hip also not caving in. Try to open up the front of your pelvis. Sink it down nice and deep. Again, front right knee. Same direction as the foot is pointed and the toes. And then the shoulders not up here by the ears. We want them to melt down as we reach out of the scapula so fingers are reaching away from us. Let's sink it down nice and low. One more breath here. Breathe. Trikonasana triangle pose. Straighten out front right leg. Back left foot steps up a little bit. Create separation between this left hip and the right fingertips. This is how it could look. Press left hip to the back of the mat while reaching right fingertips forward. Then right hand comes down. A lot of options. Shin, foot, floor block. Could take big toe hold. Left arm reaches up for triangle. Get that nice, beautiful length in the inner right thigh. We'll hold for 3 here. The right hand's relatively light wherever you decide to place it. 2. Engage core to come up. So use your obliques to come all the way up. It's a little pivot of the right foot to face the side of the mat. Lead with the chest, wide leg forward fold, exhale, and melt down. Now, you can absolutely just stay here in a forward fold, taking the more typical approach, trying to work the chest through the legs. Otherwise, in this fold, you can try to start playing around with some undulations of the spine. If you've come to our movement class, maybe some spinal waves, but try to have the spine, with the help of gravity, undulate to get some movement out of the spine. All right, we'll take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meltdown. Maybe the crown of the head gets closer and closer here to the floor for just a breath. Release by looking up halfway. Skandasana pose at the back of the mat, so the left foot. Right heel pivots up towards the ceiling. You can absolutely use your hands here to support your body weight. listen to this left knee. Maybe your left heel is touching down in Skandasana pose, but typically the heel will be up quite a bit. All right, so you can use your hands to help support you, but maybe we don't need the hands. Now we're only here for a very short moment today. We're going to look beyond the top of the mat, and then staying low in our hips, we're going to try to tap our left pointer finger as far beyond the top of the mat as we can, staying low, just 2 times. So you can use your hands to help you on the ground, but you might not need to use the hands. The left fingertip touches, and we sink the weight back into that left heel. 1. Try that again. Stay low. Left fingertip taps. We'll sink back into this left heel, Skandasana pose. Now we're going to take side plank, top of the mat. So go one more time, but this time just plant your left palm down, pivot on the feet, slide right foot back, side plank. Stack the feet on top, offset them, or drop down to the left knee. We'll hold for 3. Bunch of variations of side plank. If you want to progress even further, have all these options of lifting it up and all these different fun things. 2. On 1, the right foot is going to step to the top of the mat. Warrior 2. Left heel pivots first. Windmill the arms, left fingertips, then right fingertips. We're here again. We've been here once before, Warrior 2. Keep the blade edge of your back left foot down. And from Warrior 2, begin to lean as far as you can forward. And now again, reaching both hands for 3. The palms are rotated up. 2, it's like we're offering Christmas cookies to somebody. On 1, left hand comes down. Step or slide your left foot for the kick through. It's our favorite move. All right, drop down to the glutes. I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn just so you can visualize this here for a moment. We have 3 options of how you can move into this. Right foot inside of the thigh, right knee points up. Move away from the leg. Inhale, and then fold over top of the leg. Option 1. Option 2, maybe there's a bind here that you could take. The right arm would reach in front of the right shin. We would interlace hands behind, and then forward fold over that left thigh. And there is another type of bind you can take here. We'll see if we have it this morning. Have to really, really get rid of the breath, though. So there's 2 options, or if they try and get... Boom. So here's another bind that we could take, and now rotating to the back of the room. Take the bind of your choice, or the forward fold. We'll go for 3. All right. 2. All right, on 1. Carefully round ourselves up. We're going to have a bunch of options from this point on moving forward. So option 1, cradle the baby. Blade edge of right foot into the left elbow crease. Right hand wraps, we interlace. And then we stay here just pulling this leg in. This is option 1. If this is not enough, then I would offer compass pose. Compass pose means left hand grabs blade edge of right foot. Right hand goes through the hole that we made with the legs. Try to get this right hip up onto this right shoulder. Right palm plants down. Press the right foot into the hand. We're going to shift the weight from right glute to left glute. We're going to try to straighten out the arm. And I do a sniff test, and yes, I did put on deodorant, so it smells like the fresh wilderness. All right, so here's compass pose, trying to straighten out that right leg. So again, you have those 2 options. We'll find one of them. All right. Now, we got some options also on how we get out of all of this. All right. Now, here's our compass. We just came out of compass pose, right? You can absolutely come out of this completely, place your left palm down, bring your left foot back, do a kick back, and you can take yourself through a chaturanga, and then we'll come back to down dog. We will come back to down dog. So if you like to disregard all of this, just find down dog, maybe a child's pose, maybe a chaturanga. If you want to try some funky stuff, we got plenty of funky stuff for you to try. Number 1, elephant pose. I would try to work this shoulder, right shoulder, underneath of this right thigh so much that I can plant my palms down, press into the mat, maybe the legs lift. From here, I could wrap ankles and take 8 angle pose. Perhaps send that foot back for Vinyasa, and then take a chaturanga. All right, so there was a lot there. I totally get it. If you want to try 1, 2, 3 of those things, you could try any of those, maybe none of them. It's, again, optional, up to you. I'm going to scoot back onto the mat. I'll take my chaturanga, and we have one more side to go through. All right. Tuck the toes, lift back, down dog. All right, we have one more side to go through. Hanging in there, hanging in. Left foot high in the air behind. Step and place left foot through between the hands. Back right heel pivots down, warrior 2. Right fingertips, then left fingertips, Virabhadrasana 2. Find the distance here between your feet. Left knee over left ankle, not tracking way over the toes, but nice 90. Arms are added here, shoulders melt down and away. Back right foot is on a slight angle here, maybe parallel to the back of the mat. Sink it down for warrior 2. Straighten out left leg. Back right foot steps up a little bit. Press right glute to the back of the mat. Reach with the left fingertips. Left hand comes down. Shin foot floor block, big toe hold, right arm reaches up. Get light in that left hand. We'll hold triangle for 3. 2. Use right obliques. Up, up, up. Left foot pivots to face the side of the mat. Inhale, lift up. Lead with your chest. Forward fold. All right, this time again, you have the option. You can simply forward fold, work your chest through, or you can take some spinal waves the other direction. Undulating now the spine left to right. Once again, though, with the help of gravity. All right. So, move freely if you'd like. Well, heck, we got the move the spine shirt on, so hopefully it's pretty accurate. All right. After a few more undulations, exhale and fold. Work the chest through the legs for a breath. Let the head hang heavy. Release by looking up halfway. Skandasana pose at the back of the mat. Ease into it. Take your time. Don't just drop into that right heel. All right, hands can be on the mat. Maybe they don't need to. I'm going to look beyond the top of the mat, and it's my right pointer finger that we're going to try to tap as far in that direction as I can. You can use your palms to help propel you to the top of the mat, but again, you might not need to. I would say most important is the knee. Just make sure the right knee is okay. So staying low, deep in the hips. I'm going to propel myself top of the mat, reach your right fingertip, tap, sink it back into that right heel, 1. Again, you can use hands if it's too much on the joints. Tap, and then walk it back. That's 2. If you're here with the right heel up, it's okay. On the third one, side plank, right palm down. So I'm going to bring myself to the top of the mat. Right hand touches down. Left foot slides back. Stack the feet. Drop down to your right knee or offset them. Press the floor away. Right hip presses left hip up. 3. 2. Left foot steps to the top of the mat on 1. Back right heel pivots down. Right arm starts my transition to warrior two pose. Shoulders melt down. We're only here for a moment. Take a mental note. Blade edge of right foot is down. And then reach now. All the hands. Well, both of them, unless you have 3 or 4. To the top of the mat. All for 3. 2. Right hand touches down off of the mat. We need space to kick through. Any bind that you took last time, you could take this time. All right? Maybe you'd like to take this bind. Maybe you just like to fold over the leg. Maybe taking that deep twist of a bind. Again, we showed those last time. Take whatever feels good. Otherwise, let's fold over that leg. I'm going to take this guy. Final long breath. Flex the right toes back, forward fold. All right. Release the bind. Slowly make your way up. Option 1, cradle the baby being your left leg. So, blade edge of left foot in right elbow crease. Interlacing hands, pulling it in towards you, rocking it around, bringing it up, bringing it down. This can be very effective, and you don't even have to definitely, take that position. You can start to kind of just grab your leg, pull it in, move the hip around again, feel what the femur's doing inside your hip socket. And again, if you want to set up compass pose, this is the progression, taking it a bit further. And even if you can't get into compass pose, maybe you're just slowly moving in that direction, where you're slowly starting to kind of bring the leg and trying to work the shoulder over time underneath of this left thigh. And that is, again, it's a process for sure. It'll take some time. If you do have compass pose, we try to really get that shoulder in there. The right palm grabs onto. I swear I just waved to somebody. I just went like this. The bagel people must think I'm great. All right, we'll grab onto the foot. Left palm touches down. Begin to kick the foot into the hand, straightening out the leg. We got to bring our head through. The weight shifts from left glute onto right glute as we try to straighten out the arm eventually here over time. And then you're gazing beyond, kind of like in the armpit. And again, it was, I think, Forest Winter Fresh Clean, or I forget the scent on the deodorant, but it is very fresh this morning. All right, when you're ready to come out of compass pose, you can release. Now you can try any of that madness we did last time, or you can try none of it. Again, it's up to you. So let's start with a little bit of elephant pose. Again, all this crazy stuff is optional. We try to lift up, hold elephant pose, or reach it up. 8 angle pose, another fun option. Kick it out there. Say hello to the feet. Whoop. Bring it through. Vinyasa. It's another fun option. Whoop. Chaturanga. Chest forward, shoulders back. Tuck the toes, engage the core, lift back. Down facing dog. All right, in down dog, let's take a big inhale. Fill the lungs. Big exhale, let it go. At the bottom of your breath, bend your knees, look up. Maybe a little mini jump through, perhaps. Right foot, half the distance. Cross high on the calves. Press into the floor so much that you can sneak or scoot or shoot the legs through. Fantastic job. All right. So, once again, great work. A mini kind of a quick vinyasa flow, so we went a little bit quicker. If you do come to class again, we will have more of a floor routine there at the end. But again, if you have any questions on any of this crazy stuff we did, those 3 arm balances are kind of, I put them together. They just flow into each other quite nicely. If you want to try them, obviously any of the arm balances are challenging. Give them a shot if you're interested. Otherwise, if you want to end with any floor sequence of your own, if you do have some more time. Otherwise, our classes in studio are still obviously like at the hour mark. So if you want bigger flow or to see more of this sequence, please come on into the studio. And if you have questions about that or aren't just comfortable just yet, it's totally fine. Feel free to reach out, or I would love to see you when that day comes where you feel more comfortable. Otherwise, do not skip your 3 to 5 minutes of final Shavasana, even though it's on a Patreon account. Try to still find that 3 to 5 minutes in final rest. And until next time, I will say peace, namaste, have a great rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the flow. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Have a great one.